Okay, Maesters are finally here. I tried to record this video a few times already, but I just didn't really have time, to be honest, and I didn't really like them, so we are going again. I hope I'm not late, and I hope you're still considering what you need to buy, so let's get into it. I'm mostly going to say my input for Grand stuff, because that's what I play the most. I just recently started learning Air. I picked up a few premiums during the years for Air to grind them later, and now it's become like almost mandatory on top tier to have Air 2, because you just need SPAAs, and the best SPAA is another capable plane. That's that. Buzz these big bundles out. I don't think they are worth it, just simply because you cannot. I don't think you can grind to top tier with these. I believe you cannot. Plus, why would you buy like tens of vehicles for $150 when you can get one for 30 and it does the job? Like, this doesn't make sense. The only sense that this makes if you are a collector and wanna get these for collecting purposes. If you wanna get a grinder, do not buy the big bundles. Not worth it at all. To ground. Clickbait. Nah, do not get it. You're not going to be worse than an M1 player, but I don't think it's worth it. The only time it's worth it, if you already have experience on top tier, and you pair it with like the M1 or something and you wanna suffer. That's the only time it's worth it. If you don't wanna suffer, wait for the M1 KVT or get the Wolfpack, whichever suits your playstyle better. And personally, I grinded my whole US3 with the Wolfpack, and I goddamn love the thing, although it's a rather niche vehicle. So for the more universal experience, I would recommend the M1 KVT. Leopard 2A4. You cannot go wrong with a Leopard 2A4. The German 10.0 lineup is freaking nasty, and this thing is a reliable good grinder. Insanely nice. I would probably get this over the Canadian Leopard every damn time, simply because it's 10.0 and it is a much lighter and much more relaxing grinding experience to have than playing a more intense top tier. Although, if you have experience and you like how the Canadian Leopard look, plus you can get the Poland next to it, you can wait for that as well. But overall, for general purpose and in general, I would definitely recommend staying around 10.0 when you first get into top tier. Alkhalid. This is, I'm going to contradict myself here. Well, why not? Like in the beginning already. I would get the Alkhalid simply because of the mobility issues that the ZTZ have. It's just the same shit as the T-Series shittier tanks have. I don't like them. I don't like not being able to move backwards. I just hate it. That's that. I don't like it. And I would not recommend anyone getting into top tier playing with a vehicle that cannot go back. It's just insanely stupid. And one more thing next to the Alkhalid. You can get a top tier jet in the GF17 and a top tier light tank with the VT5 next to this for free. And if you wanna go crazy, you can pick up the T80 UDD1 for like $15 or something from the Gaijin market. So with that, you have 4 vehicles for $50 basically, if you got the squadron vehicles for free. 4 vehicles is Arda's insane lineup. If you wanna get more crazy, get the helicopter, the Z19E or something. And then, bro, you're going to have a field day. Like, that's an insanely good and potent Chinese lineup there to grind. CV90 105. I would go for this over the Christian simply because the lower tier. Even though the Christian is a 2A4, so it's just a decent vehicle overall. In an optimal world, I would probably get the CV and the Christian too, but I don't want to waste my money that much. The CV has a good gun, has insanely good mobility, such good mobility that I needed time to get used to how fast and well it moves. I over-moved a bunch because I was just not expecting it to be able to move that fast. You can scout, you can kill, good thermals, good with everything. Really potent vehicle. Okay. For the T-72, as I said before, I hate T-Series tanks, but if you wanna grind Russia, I would more than likely go for this one, just because I can get so much more 10.0 stuff next to it, especially premiums like the T80UD, the 2S38, the BMD, and I can get the BMP for free. So that is an incredibly potent 10.0 lineup. So if you have so many vehicles and you keep losing games, that's on you. You need to get better. But with practice, I feel like even with these T-Series tanks, you should be able to do good. Because this is an incredibly potent lineup overall. Or should be if you know how to use it. The T55, because everyone likes this thing. I feel like if you wanna play top tier, I would just go at least a feet in with the 10.0, because I feel like down there in like 9 point something that the T55 is, you're not really playing top tier yet. You are just like dipping your like little toes in. You don't have like a feet or a leg in there. You're only like dipping the toes in. If your plan is to play top tier like I do, then I would go for the 10.0 lineup every day of the week. I would not go for the 11.7. Like, no. The 10.0 Russian lineup is just good. Okay, I don't really play lower tiers, but I know for a fact that the King Tiger is a decent vehicle. So is the T29. I know the King Tiger is good because I played Detective variant and I had a blast with them. The T29 is good because it annoyed me and killed me a lot. So it's that simple. If something annoys you and kills you a lot, that is probably a decent vehicle, or you are just shit. From what I heard from the T29, people like to use this vehicle. So it's more than likely a good pickup too, if you are interested in lower tier grinding. For the Centauro, I would get the Ariel, to be honest. Like, the Ariel Certeza is just a better pickup, I feel like, here. If you have some top tier experience, then I feel like getting the Ariel is going to serve you well. If you get the Centauro next to it, that's even better. But overall, I would not go for the Centauro. Or if you wanna grind and like lower tiers, you can pick up the OF42, although I have no interest in lower tier vehicles too much. For the Vidar, honestly speaking, this thing should be in top tier and used as a proper self-propelled gun, but they decided to put it in lower tier and to overpressure and annoy everyone. It's an OP vehicle, you cannot go wrong with the Vidar or the Panzerhaubitze 2000. Both of these are potent vehicles in their BR, and people annoyed by them, so they're definitely good. For the ES6, I have zero idea, and I did not really hear anything good or bad about this thing, so I would not recommend it because of that. Because I feel like if it was really good, then I would have heard a bunch of things about it. If it was really bad, then I would have heard a bunch of things about it. So I think it is somewhere between the middle. Challenger 2 OES. Now, this is the vehicle I grinded out my Britain ground with. I love the thing. Like, I feel like if you like a more snipey playstyle, a more supporty playstyle, Challengers are for you. And Challengers are for me. That is for sure. It is challenging. It is challenging. It is a slow beast, but it is a really, really decent tank. Many people are going to say that the armor is not that good and this and that and blah blah blah. Yeah, but it does not really matter, to be honest. If you keep your distance, if you know what you are doing, if you aim for the enemy tank's weak spot and you have the experience, you're going to have a fun time in this thing. I have the highest win rate out of my premiums in the Challenger 2 OAS, and I think that is a clear testament that this thing is a capable vehicle. To be fair, I think the highest win rates in my Challengers overall, other than the Fuji. The Fuji is a beast. That's a different category. Many people are going to say that you should probably pick up the Challenger DS. I would agree with that if you're a new player to the game and you just start out. Then wait for the Challenger DS, get the Brishma next to it for a squadron vehicle. I grinded with the OES and the Brishma. Plus, I got the Robowalk, the helicopter, to have a helicopter next to them. And that was a decent 3 vehicle to grind out UK with. So I can only recommend this. For air stuff, for air, I am mostly relying on limited experience that I have because I just started there, like I stated before. But I watched a bunch of videos learning about it. I am a freaking Defin fan, so I watched a bunch of his videos talking about these planes. And my friends play a bunch of air, I have a fair bit of idea of what to expect from these vehicles, from my limited experience and from the other mentioned stuff. MiG 23ML. I think everyone would recommend this over anything else for you to grind the USSR Air 3 outfit. Like, this is a potent vehicle, potent missiles, decent flight model. Everyone is going to recommend you to go for this if you want USSR Air. Like, there is no questions about it. Okay, for the German ones, the MiG-21, the Su-22 and the Tornado IDS. Now, the Su-22 and the Tornado IDS, I would only touch them if you wanna bomb bases. The Tornado is really fast. You can get to the bases really damn fast, bomb them really damn fast, and get the freak out of the game. Basically, that's that. This is not an air-to-air fighter by any mean. You're not going to have a fun air-to-air time with this thing at all. For the Su-22, the same applies that for the Tornado. This is a slower vehicle than the Tornado, so the Tornadoes are probably going to get to the bases faster than you. The only redeeming quality the Su-22 has, that it has incendiary bombs, which are way better to bomb bases with than the Tornadoes, like 1,000 pounders or something, or 500 pounders that the Tornado has. One more redeeming quality about the Su-22 is that it has actually decent ground strike rockets and stuff, so you can actually use it next to your ground lineup too. It's not bad. More than likely the best air-to-air grinder that you can get, and the best experience that you can have in that way, is getting the MiG-21 Lazur. This is what I got as well. What I'm learning air with, one of the planes that I'm learning air with, so I cannot really say anything bad about this thing. So far, the only weird experience I have with the MiG-21 is that you can go so fast with it, because it's a goddamn rocket with wings strapped on it, that you can rip off your own wings. And I did not know planes can do that. I did not know. And I ripped up my wings a couple of times before my friend told me that I was playing with that, wait, you know that you can go too fast with this thing, right? And I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Like, yeah. That was an interesting experience and an interesting thing to learn, that you can do that with this thing. But a potent grinder overall. So I would go for the MiG-21. Okay, F5, I think everyone recommends the F5. Whatever video I watched, whatever post I read, whatever friend I talked to, everyone says if you want to learn air, go F5. I didn't listen to them, so I'm suffering. With my F18, don't ask why about it. I did. It was an impulsive decision, but we are dealing with it. It just looks cool, okay? Okay, so F5. This is a really good flight model. Decent, a really limited amount of rockets, but a really good dogfighter and a good gun, so people really like this thing. If you want the bigger brother of this, you can go for the Tiger Shark. This is a really nice vehicle. Actually, I was thinking about getting this first. Tiger Shark is really potent if you want a more top tierish experience and want to go up against more modern aircraft and suffer sometimes. Then it could be good for you to get the Tiger Shark. You cannot really go wrong with it, because the flight model is there, the gun is there, air-to-air capabilities are there. So it is a good vehicle overall. As for the F4J EJ Phantom. Phantoms overall like big buses. I flew them a lot in test flight because I was just trying to test out which plane is the one that I can like move around with comfortably. That was the biggest thing I was looking for when I was picking up the aircraft. Many people are complaining about the flight models of some of these things, and the Phantom is mentioned a bunch, and I can understand why. I could not really recommend this, but Japan does not really have any other option. The other option that you can pick up for Japan could be the T2, but the T2 is so rare to get that you're basically stuck with this, or you can go for a Harrier, but like that's a Harrier. So overall, if you wanna grind by bombing bases, getting a few air kills here and there, then you could pick up the Phantom, because you don't really have any other option for Japan. For Sweden, I just bought the Saab yesterday. The other option that you have is the vegan. Everyone recommends this, the Draken, over the vegan overall, simply because this is a lower tier, a lighter experience. It has a decent loadout. It got recently bumped down in BR2, so you have a much better experience playing with it. It's a really maneuverable and fun aircraft. It loses speed fast. I tried it out a few times yesterday. It's a really enjoyable plane overall. I really like the feeling of flying it. The only bad thing about it is probably the gun, because you have barely an ammo and it's kind of offset to one side. Decent grinding vehicle. I'm probably going to have fun with it until I get my grippins. Okay, what else is there? The F4J UK. People call this the junk. I just don't want to play with Phantoms because I did not hear any good things about Phantoms. And I watched my friend bomb bases 24/7 to grind out the US top tier with his Phantom. And it just does not look fun. Plus, if you grind out your top tier by bombing bases, you are not going to learn how to fly. I don't think you are going to. I tried bombing a few times, and air-to-air is much more enjoyable than bombing bases. Period. I think everyone would agree with that. For the Kefir Kanad, many people say that this is the plane to get for Israel air tier, but Israelis are such a niche nation that if you are not really interested in Israel in general, like getting the Grand Merkavas and stuff, I don't think there's any point in getting the Barracks and all of those basically F-15s and X-16s, because you have the US and you have a much bigger like variety of planes to choose from if you go and grind out the US sector. Okay, and with that, we went through everything. The only thing really left is maybe if you want to pick up helicopters. Honestly, with the Apaches, you cannot go wrong. You can easily grind out helicopters with these things. Getting the top tier Apaches could help you in ground. Honestly speaking, for me, having the Royal Walk with my British lineup and next to my Challenger OES, it helps a ton to have a helicopter. It can be game changing sometimes when you get a good helicopter run in. That feels really freaking good. Like really good. Like fly low, come up, shoot some Hellfires or whatever rocket you have, duck down, dodge the freaking air defenses and everything. But sometimes you don't even leave your helipad and you get panzered, so it's a double-edged sword. But overall, I feel like the two Apaches are worth to pick up if you want to play helicopters, because grinding out helicopters with these is probably going to be much easier playing the normal helicopters. For the Mi-35, I wouldn't get this. The other Chinese helicopter is just simply much better than this thing. And that's that for the Maysails. I hope I covered everything. I tried to cover everything for the best of my ability. Yeah. You can check my shorts too for these things. But yeah. Oh my god, we forgot about the Fuji. Oh my god. Okay, the Fuji is the best premium ground tank you can ever get. Period. That's it. Okay, thank you all for watching. Bye.